Uh, Good morning, friends from so many different clubs, Rotary clubs of India. It's an honor to be here with you, and thank you for coming to hear this presentation. Uh, I want to give you an introduction to the situation of water in Israel, but I can also call it a different name. I want to give you an introduction to a miracle that is happening in Israel in the last century, I would say, or in the last 70 years, let's say. A real miracle. Let's start with some numbers. Oh no, before that, let's start with geography. Israel is located on the belt of the deserts of the world, on the edge of the belt of the deserts of the world. Location that also the Sahara Desert is there, Saudi Arabia is there, all the famous deserts of the Middle East and Northern Africa are on this same belt. If you look at the neighbor countries of Israel, then Jordan is almost 100% desert, almost 100%. And the problem of water over there is extremely bad, extremely bad. People do not have water in their faucets in Amman city. I'm not talking about villages, I'm talking about Amman. Most days of the week, they don't have water in the faucets. Egypt is suffering from a very serious water problem, etc., etc. We have problems of water all around us. Now, Israel basically is not in a different situation. Not in a different situation. I want you to look at this map of Israel on the wall over there. The northern side of Israel, this part, is not a desert. I don't need it, it's okay, thank you. We have over there, we have around 500 millimeters per year of rainfall. 500 millimeters per year is not much. You have it in Mumbai in 1 week of monsoon, we have more than that, I assume. But for us, it's the good part. This is the good half of Israel. The second part, all the southern part, this one, and this triangle is there. Yeah? So it goes all the way down here. All this part is a complete desert, which means that the average rainfall moves from 200 millimeters in the good parts to almost zero in Eilat, in the southern part. In Eilat, they would say that the average is 22, I think, 22 millimeters, which is 10 minutes of rainfall in here. And why am I saying that it's a miracle? Because about half of the agriculture of Israel, and it's growing more and more, the number, the percentage, is in the desert, is in the Negev. It's really fascinating. It's really a miracle. You know, okay, I'll give you some more numbers on historical scale. When Israel was established, the State of Israel, the same year that India was free from the British Mandate, Israel was freed from the British Mandate as well. So in 1948, the number of people in Israel was around 800,000. 800,000 people in Israel. The British said one of the reasons that the British hesitated allowing the Israelis to build a Jewish state in Israel, they said there are not enough water in the place for a state. You have 800,000 now. When you will reach the 2 million, this is the limit. This is the limit in this part of the world. There are not enough water. The sources are not enough. This is what they said. They were wrong, by the way. The number of people, the population now in Israel is around the 9 million. So it's about more than 10 times more, 11 times more. Add to it the fact that the average household in Israel, or everywhere in the world, the average household in a modern place use twice as much water as the average household 50 or 70 years ago. So the amount of water that we need nowadays is about 20 times, 25 times more than the amount of water at that time. I still remember as a child in Israel, in Jerusalem, the ads in the radio, there was no television at that time, so the ads in the radio telling us to save water, save water. Everybody in Israel heard all the time that we have to save water because there is a real problem of water. Nowadays, we still hear it sometimes, but not so loudly. Why? Why? What happened? So, like every complicated story, there is no one story that I can tell you. It's not one story. It's like every cake that you bake, there are many ingredients. There are many ingredients in this cake of the water situation of Israel. So I will just give you a few of them, because there are so many, and you will come to Israel, you'll see you will hear more stories. But I'll give you the main ones. It started with the story of a large project that was called the Israel Water Carrier, that was built in Israel. Let's say it was planned starting from 1948, but it was finished only around 1963. This project was a project of transferring water from the Sea of Galilee, I'll show you in a minute on the map, to the south. This is the Sea of Galilee, and the water will transfer over here to this point, and from this point also to different parts of the world. So, if you look at the map, it's very desalination centers were built and they are active now, and few more are in the process of building, and we solved the problem of drinking water. We have now enough water for drinking water only from the desalination center, only from that. They cover all the drinking water, all the household, not only drinking. When you take a bath, it's you also a shower, the same water. All the household water are desalinated water. The rest is for agriculture. And this is a big revolution. I almost finished, but I want to tell you that I covered only the history. I didn't cover the future yet. And the future is there. The future is there. Because, for example, I'll just give you another number before I finish. Another number of big waste of water. Do you have any idea how much water is wasted from the point that the water company puts the water into pipes to the point that you open the faucet and use the water? How much water we are losing on the way? Give me a guess. I need your guess. 30%. Okay, so I didn't know this number, and I'm glad to hear it. So you are equal to the United States number. 30% is also the number of the United States. Some countries are worse, like South Africa, for example, they have 45%. Some countries are a little better. Now, when you say 30%, or when I say 30%, I shiver. It's a terrible number, my friends, it's a terrible number. We sit here quietly as if nothing happens. We are in a world without water. We are in a world that water is one of our largest problems, and 30% of our money we are throwing away. We are throwing away. We don't even know how it happened. We don't even know where it goes. Just imagine that you are a businessman, and probably there are a couple of businessmen around you, and you put your money in the bank, and the banker tells you 30% of it is lost. Let's continue from there. 30%. We are throwing it away. In Israel, the numbers are a little better. I don't have the number for total Israel, but I look at the internet this morning for numbers in different cities and so. So in some places we achieved very nice number. We achieved numbers like 2-3%, which is good. But not everywhere. I mean, in this question, in this point, we don't have to be proud yet. We have a lot to achieve yet. Because in other places, the numbers are 15%, 17%, numbers like that. Now, there are several companies in Israel that are working on this project, and they have already results, and they have already systems of how it can be reduced to minimal percentage of losing water. Just to give you an idea, there are 200 startups in Israel that deal with the problem, with the question of water. 200 small companies, startups, that are this minute when we are sitting here, they are sitting in their offices in Tel Aviv or in Herzliya or all over the country, and they are thinking and trying to look for solution for this question of lost water, because this is one of the largest problems that is still not solved. So we'll come to the Agritech. We will hear maybe a representative of one of these companies and what is possible nowadays and what the future, what will happen in the future. Okay, so I think I touched enough subject. So my final word is that the solution is not in one thing. The solution is in overall looking at the subject and in overall education of the people to save money, and in overall education of the companies to work on innovative ideas of solving the problem. And only if you use purification and using underground water and desalination and maybe new ideas that will come in the future, only the mixture of all of them together will allow us to live in a better world tomorrow. Thank you.